Welcome, soul brothers and sisters, to a conversation between soul brothers. I am your host, Sherrod Cohen. I got my homie, Phil Simmons. What it do, bruh?
What's going on, big dog? You good?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We getting the late night start on this one, man. We gonna
Ain't nothing
be
wrong with that.
short and sweet with them. You know, we gonna get to the point.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother.
Got a question.
All right.
What is manning up? What is it to be a man?
Ah. yeah. I figured somebody must have threw that out there to ask this question or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Man, I mean, short and sweet. It's taking responsibility, man. It's about really taking responsibility, and I think that we can look at it from man and up. For all the viewers and everybody listening from this point, it's a matter of you want to look at it. Okay, we can look at it from a masculinity perspective and say, okay, well, men are masculine from this way. We have a penis. We have that aspect of it. Yada yada yada. Okay, we get all that from a biological perspective. But when it comes down to manning up, we're talking about adulthood, right? So
Mm-hmm.
my assumption is we're talking about from this point, we're talking about what's going on in adulthood this way. And manning up is just simply taking care of your responsibilities, man, being a man of your word, those things that we talked about before, regardless of whatever anybody else thinks about your word or what is the truth or what isn't truth from this point in time. When you know that you're coming from a place of the truth and you walking into your own truth and your own light from that point. And so I think that's a part of manning up from this point in time. It ain't the arguing, it ain't no fussing, it ain't no fighting. You stand on the word, on your word, um, and you follow your belief system, the things that you feel that you believe in. Now, because you got some things now that you solid on in your life, right? Like some things
Mm-hmm.
that I got some principles and I got some values and I got some ethics and morals that really support me and makes me the man that I am that I walk into. So I think that's a part of manning up, saying, "Hey, listen, this is what who I am. These are the skill sets that I'm bringing, not even just to a relationship, but what I'm bringing to the world. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's period. It's what I'm bringing out to the world, man. This way. So that is manning up from that point in time. Like now, some people may look at that as a comparison, and I think that's the problem. What happens is with people, I think people look at things as a comparison. Um, it ain't about being a comparison. It's manning up is being an adult. Is being an adult. That's what it is to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I gotta,
Being a responsible adult. Being a responsible
yeah,
adult.
I gotta agree with you 1,000% on that. Now, like I said, I told you earlier, I've heard someone, heard a young lady telling her son that he got to man up. The problem with what she said was he needs to be shown how to man up.
Hmm.
Teenage dude, right? So it's
Okay,
like,
I was about to ask. Yeah, I was about to ask
yeah,
the
so
age.
so
Okay.
so teenage guy. So it's like one of those things where I'm telling you what to do, but I'm not showing you what to do, but I'm expecting you to do it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
it doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
my thing is, and I think a lot of us men have done a terrible job in the overall picture of showing these young men what they need to do and how they need to move, right? Um, now, let me change that. I think we could have done a better job. Now we didn't do a terrible. We could do a better job. Manning up and being a man is not all about your sexual conquest.
Agree.
Because
I
anybody
agree.
can get
Yeah.
anybody can get sex. That's the easiest
Yeah.
thing on
That's
the
right.
planet to get, right? They
Right.
said you can get pussy quicker than a hot meal.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. That's true. Very much so. Right.
so
Right. Right.
manhood starts before you even get a relationship. Manning up is one of those things you have to say, you know what? What do I want out of life? Now, how do I go about getting it? I got to put
Yeah.
myself in a position to be the best man that I could possibly be for myself and for others around me. And that
Hmm.
starts early. And I
Yeah.
think that, you know, women that have men that want to be in the lives of their children, especially their sons, no, with their daughters too, but especially their sons. But y'all got to get out the way at some point. They have to
Yeah,
be
I
able
agree.
to recognize that, you know what, hey, whatever happened between us was between us. Let this man come in and do his job with his children so that they can get
Mm.
the other half of who they are imparted into them.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, they don't
yeah,
know. A
yeah.
lot of too many women don't know how to get out the way because I can do it, but my children don't need no father. I don't need no man. Look, shorty, our community is evidence of men needing to be back into the households or at least in the lives of our children.
That's right. That's right. That's right. 100%. 100%. Now you hit it again, man. Like, I mean, we never gonna get any pushback, no disagreement from how we see things because it's coming from life experience. I'm a 100% agree with you on that part. So I think a lot of times, I think a lot of people ask that question, and usually, let's be honest with you, most of the time that somebody's asking that question, it's usually going to be a woman that asks that question, right? Like as far as like when they trying to tell somebody else to tell another male to man up. So in their head, they got this, and what I think most people, not all of them have the same
Mm-hmm.
thought or perception or or what that looks like. Everybody has a different perspective of what that looks like. And usually it's valued off of something and someone that they've seen in their life and it's some sort of quality that they've seen. Like it may have been, their father, their grandfather, or uncle, or, whoever from this point in time. And that may not be who you're saying that to be too. You may be saying that to your son, but necessarily not explaining what that means from this point in time. Just because somebody, same thing we look at, just because you become tall, don't mean that you are an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a person, you grow up and let's just say, know someone who is a man who is like somebody be like, oh, you know how people be like, oh, I want a man who's 6'4" and 6'6" and all the rest of this type of stuff. But okay, that's checking quote unquote physical traits and boxes that
Yeah.
you may like. But that doesn't necessarily mean what you may need from a man from this point in time. And listen, brothers, anybody over 6'4", 6'6", I'm not knocking you saying that you're not. So please don't put anything in the comments saying that I said that part. That's not what we're saying. I'm just using that as merely an example. So let me put a
Right.
disclaimer out there on that part, right? Um, but the reality of it is, man, it's just that who are you? And it takes and what women have to understand too, it takes all of us time to grow to get to that space, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I thought that I was doing things as far as being responsible with manhood, which I was at 20 something years old. I felt I was. But it took me some time to, go through some relationships, go through losses, go through some learning lessons, some things, a divorce and everything else like that, that I had to reassess me and what I was valuing from manhood from this point in time. Because, just because you're doing everything else the right way doesn't always mean that you're not putting other people in harm's way either. You see what I'm saying? Like I may feel like I'm doing the right thing for my family by, working these many hours, doing all the rest of this type of stuff. But along the way, I'm really doing more harm to my children, right? And to
Yeah.
my partner, and to my relationship in the long run. So you have to learn that. And sometimes unfortunately, sometimes you learn it by losing it. And then you got to man up a different now, man up in another way. Like now I got to reassess some stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's some self-reflection that I got to walk into now and be like, yeah, that probably wasn't always the best way to kind of handle that this way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I think everybody, particularly when you're talking to young adults and young men this way, I got a friend of mine the same way that you were saying, man. We was having this conversation, and her son is in college from this way, and you know, and now he's kind of having some struggles right now in his freshman year from this point in time. But what I want to say to her, in some ways, that as a man, I saw that coming way back when he was in middle school and high school, that was coming. You see what I'm saying? Really,
Yeah.
because of some things, how she was trying to, hold on some stuff, making some excuses for him, everything else from this point in time. And I was like, yeah, at some point you're gonna have to let him fail, because that's how you're gonna have to learn. It's like,
Yeah.
but that's hard. I get it for a woman to be like, I don't want to see my kid fail, but you're gonna have to at some point in time because he's not getting it. It's not that it's not that he don't respect you. He just doesn't. He don't want to get. He's shooting a messenger, not the message. You see what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times, man, how what made sometimes things that makes us grow up as men is just that you gotta hurt yourself. You gotta fall down, man. You gotta, you gotta have some things that you consider be failures that you like, damn, that shit can really happen. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so some of the stuff I think that he's dealing with now is not necessarily from an academic perspective that he's not smart enough and get it. It's not that. It's the lack of discipline. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like to put in the work. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, we was having this, you and I was having this conversation a while ago. Like, playing sports and playing organized sports taught us that part of discipline. Like, if you
Yep.
want to get on the field, dog, you gotta have some discipline. You're gonna have to work harder. You're gonna have to show up
Yep.
at practices. You're gonna have to go harder in this paint with shit. You're gonna have to, hit harder, practice harder, run faster, all this just to get on the field.
And you got to play through
And I
pain
think,
sometimes.
and you got to pay through, yeah. And in this point, sometimes you got to play through some emotional pain, right? And
Yep.
so I think that's the part that when you say man up, when you think somebody want to be that this way, you just can't say it. And like you said, not having somebody mirror it, what that looks like. You feel me? And really having somebody sit down and talk to them because they have to understand, man, some stuff you're gonna have to learn through osmosis, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna have to go through that part. So yeah, we 100% on that part, So and it's a constant growth. Like, we the age we at, and I'm still growing. I'm still manning up on some stuff,
And,
some
and,
things I'm still learning.
and you know what? And I want the young guys out there to know too that, manning up is not about, oh, I'm hard. I can't be hurt.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
I don't cry. No, I mean, it's okay to cry. You just don't want to cry over everything. It's okay to
yeah,
cry. You just don't want to keep crying about the same things. You
same
know.
thing. Yeah,
And
yeah,
and the
yeah,
thing is, hey man, you lose a loved one, man, you gonna cry.
hmm,
Hell,
yeah,
you
yeah.
hurt yourself,
You
hit your thumb with that hammer. you
got,
know,
yeah, you got,
you gonna cuss everybody out,
yeah,
and it's your
yeah, right,
fault. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And and
right,
and it's
yeah,
like we have to understand. We have to get these kids, the young men, to understand that, bro. It's okay to have emotion. You just have to control your emotions.
yeah,
You have to
yeah,
be in
very much
control
so.
of your emotions. And the thing is, acting hard is just that. It's an act
It's an act. I like that. I like that. Yeah,
because
yeah,
you're trying to hide some of your insecurities
yeah,
behind this tough exterior. You're trying to hide some of some of your things that you're afraid of. You're
yep.
trying to hide
That's
fears.
fair.
You
Yeah,
know,
I agree.
I remember, man, being just out of control for a while, man, and everybody like, oh, Rod, don't give a fuck. You you right. I don't care about me,
Yeah,
right?
right. Yep,
It's not that
yep,
it's not that I'm so hard out here that I ain't scared of nothing. It's like, man, do y'all know, man, the hardest thing is to stay out of prison. The hardest thing is to stay out of
yeah,
situations where you get killed.
yep.
And
That's it. That's real talk.
it's like I've done some things like, man, like, oh man,
Yeah, yeah. I barely made out that, bro. I don't know how I
it's
made out
like,
that alive, dog.
man.
Right.
And
Yeah,
but then you look on the other side of it, you see a homie that didn't make it.
yeah, yeah,
And it's like, man, so am I really that much tougher than him because I made it and he didn't, or was it just not my time? So
yeah,
I want these young men out here to understand that, like you said, man, manning up is about, hey, you create an issue, take the responsibility of taking care of that issue. And you want a family, bruh, you got to take care of your family.
yeah.
And
Take care of your
you
family.
gotta know how to prioritize things. Hey, I got my homeboys that's been riding with me all my life, right? But now I
Mhm.
got a woman and I got some children.
Yeah,
Now, the homies, if they do true homies, they gonna tell you take your ass home, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Go
know,
home, bro. Yeah,
go
yeah,
home,
yeah,
bro.
man.
This ain't what you need to be doing. You need to be at home with mama and the babies, man.
And the
You
babies.
know,
Yep.
and one of the biggest compliments came from one of the homies when they watched me with my children. It's like,
Wow.
man, bro, I watched you to become a better father. And
Wow.
I was like, man, that, and that just hit different, man.
Hmm.
It's like,
That
man,
does. Yeah, yeah, it does. It
and,
does,
and
bro. Yeah,
somebody
it does.
always sees everything and they notice.
Yep.
I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, you know. And then I watch him, and it's like, man, I'm watching him grow into his manhood and watching his
Hmm.
children grow up. Like, man, this is so dope,
Yeah,
you
so
know.
dope, dog. Yeah.
And what we have to understand is, even if you're not with that woman romantically anymore, bro,
Hmm.
don't ever detach from your children.
Ever.
You can
Ever,
detach from
bro.
her, you know, because sometimes you have to. Because
Yeah.
hey, because you're gonna be sitting there
Yeah.
thinking who she with, you know, and all this.
Right, right, all that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. You start embellishing all that shit. Yeah, that brain to
Right.
get to going someplace else. You're like, damn, what the fuck? Yeah,
Hey,
where's
look,
that nigga Steven from work? You know what I'm saying? That nigga, you know, you all somebody else in your head. You know, popped up. Yeah, bro, you can't let it go there because it will. It
bro,
will.
bro,
It will.
you
Yeah,
you'll sit
yeah.
there, you'll be sitting there 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and be like, I should ride through, see who this.
Yeah, right. Should. Next you know, you're like, I ain't doing that. Next thing you know, you done did. Nigga, we done all been in
And,
there, though. It happened to the best of us,
and
bro.
then look, and then that other voice
Happened to the
jump on
best
your
of us,
shoulder
bro.
like, man, you better not do that dumb shit.
Right? Is that right? Right, right. Look, man, I ain't too, but this is all part of manhood as well, too,
Yeah,
right? Like just being this honest about it, man. Like, y'all have my moments, bro, of those, and all it is, man, it's old fashioned jealousy, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, man, we all got emotions, man. You got so like you were saying about that part of knowing your emotions, not crying, but it's also about having emotional intelligence, right? So that's the one part that I think women. I'm so tired of so many women saying this. So any sisters out there, please stop saying that men lack emotional intelligence because
because we
that's
deal
not
with
true.
women.
They, well, yeah, right. Is that right? That part. So you got to be emotional from this point, right? But just the psychological and biological perspective of it first and foremost is just that we're all human. So I'm human. I'm gonna have emotional reactions. I'm not a psychopath. I'm not a sociopath. Most and the majority of people in the planet are not psychopaths and sociopaths. So most people they're gonna have intelligence, right? They're gonna be able to tell you exactly how they feel about some things. Now, most men, we've been taught not to tell you that because it's gonna make me look a certain way. Like, if you've done something to be like, yeah, yeah, that was fucked up. That you kind of talk to me a certain kind of way to hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? And so
Hmm.
instead of him articulating that way, it comes across as being mad and upset and angry and all the rest of this type of shit. But like you just said, now you learn, be like, listen, yeah, the way you said that, babe, you like that shit hurt. You feel me?
Yeah,
You need to man up. Whoa, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I said something vice versa to you, then I'm not gonna turn around and say you need to be a harder woman from this point in time. No, that ain't what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk
right.
about these emotions, we're gonna talk about how we feel about some shit and how can we make those things better. Because you may say some shit that, yeah, it may hurt my feelings, but I ain't gonna keep that shit sucked in no more from this point. I'm gonna articulate that to you and tell you. So we can if you learn how to teach those things. So instead of telling your son to man up on these point in time, just let him know, like, listen, like so let's go back to the analogy I'm making with a friend of mine. Just be able to let him know, like, look, man, when shit get hard and tough, because it's gonna get hard and tough in time in life, you let him know the places that he can go to get that support system and that help
Yeah,
from. You see what I'm saying? Go over here to this center, talk to somebody this way. You can go over here and do this type of thing. You can give me a call. You can talk from there, talk some shit on out before you just feel like as if, fuck it, I ain't got no options. Because we all got options. You know what I'm saying? We all got options. Like you were just saying, like with the homies this way. Yeah, man, it is a hell of a thing, man. When you look at your boys grow up, that like, man, I remember this motherfucker right here used to be out cold with it. You feel me? But
yeah,
now
yeah.
you seeing them like, yeah, man, I realize, bro, it's a beautiful thing, man, watching you grow into this man that you are right now, man. And you know what I'm saying? And how you settle down with this woman, how much you love this woman and everything else. It ain't always like, man, this motherfucking man, she all fucked up. Oh man, it's a lot of times it's cool when you hear your brothers talk about, yeah, man, I got a good woman at the crib, dog. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like she good people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, we talk shit every now. She gonna talk shit, but what woman ain't gonna talk shit, nigga? You know what I'm saying? But man, now I
Right.
learn to just, some shit you just let go and you keep it moving. But that comes with growth. And that's maturity, and that is quote unquote manning up on some things. You know what I'm saying? Because it used to be some
That's
time,
part of
nigga,
it. Yeah.
somebody said something to, yeah, it's an argument every time. It's a fuss and fight every time. And now man, you say some stuff. We say we need to say, okay, you got attitude, I got attitude. I'm like, okay, well, baby, what we? Man, come on, I gotta run I gotta run the, come on, I gotta run the Dazzle right quick. Come on, all right, come on, let's go. Yeah, man, shit simple. You feel me? Like, I gotta run to the,
Yeah.
I gotta go to Sam's Club. Come on, let's go. All right, come on, shit like that, bro. This shit is really simple, bro. It's the character part that we have to grow into, and saying,
Hmm.
listen, here's where I'm at, babe. Here's what I'm trying to teach my what sometimes women need to understand that everybody's not you trying to raise these boys automatically how to make this leap to manhood, and that ain't how this thing work. This thing is a gradual, slow process, and it's not linear. You feel me? It's not as everybody want to think this shit growth is linear. It's not, man. It's gonna take some time on. Yeah, sometimes he ain't gonna get it right to all of it. Like the same thing with going on with her son. He ain't gonna get it right all the time. But know that that's gonna be a lesson,
Yep.
right? Now, how is he gonna respond to that? How is he gonna respond to failure? How is he gonna respond to this? Because you got some people, they fail, and you watch them, and they cower in the midst of that. Like, damn, from this point. But then they're gonna realize if you're gonna keep doing that, these are the same results that you're gonna constantly get. And if you want
Yep.
something better, then there's some things you're gonna have to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you a perfect example on this, bro. There's a friend of mine. I remember when I had my man that was out here. This is go back to my street days from this point, and my man that was getting some money. And I was always like, we was all out the street hustling. And you making excuses. You like, yeah, such and such, he driving this now, da da da, whatever, blah blah blah. You never hating on anybody. You're not hate. It's no hate. But you thinking like, he got this because his cousin them put him on this way. His cousin him the plug, da da da, whatever. From this point, if I'd have had that hook up, I can get this. And man, one day, man, we together, we out the hood, and make this deal together, right? And my man was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna swoop you up in the morning." I'm like, "Bet, bro." When I say at 5 o'clock in the morning, bro, my man was at my door. What up,
Yep.
dog? I'm like, damn, maybe shit. I done set the alarm for 5 o'clock. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get on. No, he had my door at 5. Like, bro, come on, man, are you ready? I'm like, damn, nigga, we run over here, do this move, come back. And then I realized something, and I said, damn, dog, it wasn't that old boy got a better hookup than me. What it was is just that this nigga
He about
outworking
his
me.
business.
He about his business. You see what I'm saying? And that click for me in that moment, that's like you said, sometimes man, some things just got to be mirrored from this point. And when you got to see it, you got these assumptions that, somebody is getting something over, or they had it easier, or they got luck or something like that. No, man, the reality of that, man, my man he was just outworking me, bro. Period. His discipline, his level of that part, man, was like, and I was like, damn, you know what? I needed to see that firsthand. Like, yeah, man, get your ass up and stop saying you're gonna get up
Yeah.
and do this. Get up and do it. You feel me? Like, get up and make it happen. So, but to learn that lesson early, I learned that early in life, right? I was a teenager, 18, about 17, 18 at that time, about 18 at that time. But to go back to we talk about with manhood, that made me realize like that you can't have any excuses from this point in time, man. You feel me? Like, you got to get up and make, like, I had to realize exactly what it was, man. Like, I wasn't putting in the effort to
Yep.
get to where I thought I wanted to be at. There was another level to that. You feel me? And so you have to be shown that that's another level that comes up this way, man. And so I've always just remembered that, even when I started wanting promotions at jobs and everything else like that. It's like, well, what's going to make them choose me? Right? What I'm thinking. No, what's gonna make them choose me, bro, is that I gotta come and show up for work. It don't mean I gotta be the somebody, the brown nosed person. No, just outwork the next person, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta do all the rest of that. It's just like, look, I'm gonna put in the work, but putting in the work ain't always like I'm gonna work harder. It means I'm gonna work smarter. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna figure some
Yep.
stuff on out. It's something I'm missing. Maybe I'm not asking the right questions. You feel me? So let me get to the person who maybe have the right answers to this question that I have and be like, I've been trying to figure this out, how I do this. That's growth. That's growing up as a man. That's doing those responsibilities. So it's several categories, man, to it, but people got to get that. And I think,
Yeah.
particularly for a lot of these women that's raising boys, it's just that I go back to exactly what you said, man. Talk to them. If they got a man in their life, let that man be the man. You may not like how he approaches it, and then y'all can have that conversation one on one. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And not in front of the kid, not in front of your son, but y'all can have this where he can say, "Listen, baby, this how I feel I need to raise him because he gonna need both. He gonna
Yep.
need you to nurture him, and he gonna need his father who's gonna may have some sort of different stern way because I know what this shit looks like out here. You feel me? You don't know what it's like to be a black man in America. The same way I don't know what it's like to be a black woman in America. I can't tell you
Right.
that. So let's have respect for both of that. Let me raise my son. Let me raise my children. And I ain't say let me, but
Just get out the
allow
way
me
and
to
don't
do.
interfere.
Just get out the way. Yeah, just get out the way. Just get
Yeah.
out the way on that and trust that I love them just as much as you love them too. So I ain't gonna put them in harm's way, you
Yeah.
know. But this is a skill set that they're gonna need. That's it, man. That's how I
And
feel
see,
about it, bro.
speaking about emotional intelligence, you know, and explaining this to the young guys out there. And I'm looking at the definition. It says emotional intelligence is the ability to manage both your emotions and understand the emotions of people around you. There are 5 key elements to emotional intelligence: self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, right? And when you hustle in the game, see, I ain't know nothing about emotional intelligence, but see, I always knew how to read people
Yep.
because I hustled
Yeah.
by myself. I didn't have a
That's right. Like
clique,
you
a
said.
crew. I didn't roll with
That's right.
nobody.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
always in and out. I'm walking in and out of situations where I may not walk out of, depending on how this
Mm-hmm.
man feeling at this
Yep.
time. So
Yep.
it was just
Yep.
understanding who you're dealing with and the
Yeah.
psychology of people. It's like, man, because hey, you deal with some volatile people, man,
Yeah. You do.
and
You
one
do.
thing can set
Very
it off.
volatile.
You so
Yep. Yep.
and now we're going to translate this into the world that's outside of the streets. We're going to take that into the world of just working, um,
Mm-hmm.
just normal society. And our young men need to understand. They need to understand their emotions. They need to be able to articulate how they feel. Why they feel that way. What's going on in your life. You have to be able to communicate and
Yes.
be
Yeah.
willing
That's
to
huge.
communicate. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
all this, hey, what's wrong?
Right. Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, come on, man,
Yeah.
come on, come on.
Come on, man.
That silence. The funny thing is when you talk about the streets and the code of the streets, man. Let's be honest, man. The streets got a lot of snitches.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And that shit is not. We gotta get off of that. Like Jay Z
Yeah,
said a line years ago. Like, man, we gotta get out of that mentality of the hood, bro. Like, get out of that mentality because that ain't what's up. That's not. You see what
you
I'm
know,
saying? That's not what's up.
embrace where you're from, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, understand this is where I'm from, and this environment made me who I am, right?
Yeah.
Partly because see, my
Hmm.
pops, my moms, they
Yeah.
raise you to handle this environment.
That's right.
But
Very
there's some
much so.
things we got to go out
Yeah.
there and get on our own,
That's right.
because
Yeah.
you know how it is, man. Being men amongst men. When
Hmm.
you walk into a crowd of people, your brother might be that guy, and you might
Hmm.
get respect, but you don't want to get respect because of your brother. You want to get
Brother.
respect
Yeah.
because of who you are. You want to be able to say, "Oh, that's my man over there." His brother. No, his brother. He good with them hands, man. But oh
Hmm.
man, he cool as it. You want your type
Yep.
of respect. You know,
That's right.
and it's funny. It's like, nope, I'm not trying to be the tough guy.
Hmm.
I'm just not a punk.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Right. That's it.
It's like,
Man.
if it go down, it
Yeah,
go
I
down.
was go down. Yep.
And and
Yep.
and
Yeah.
my thing is, you have to develop your own character. I want these young men to get out here and develop their own character. Don't base your character off anybody else. to the
Yeah.
point where you're trying to mimic them. You got to be your own individual. I'm not saying
Man.
don't use traits from people. Like,
Hmm.
okay, like you said, your man popped up at 5. You just now waking up. You know,
Yeah.
you take some things. Okay, I'm gonna put
Yeah.
that in my toolbox. This dude on his business,
On his business. Yeah. He on his
and
business. Yeah.
we gotta
Yeah.
be able to use the good things of people to motivate us. You know,
Yeah.
we got to be able to say, okay, he got good traits. This dude over here, okay, my pops got, and and be able to just take all that shit and just put it together, man, and make it our own. Because no
Yeah.
matter
Yeah.
what I show you, you got to turn it into your own thing. You
Yeah.
know,
Very
I
much
can
so.
show you how to dribble, but that don't mean you're gonna dribble just like me.
That's right. That's true. That's very much so.
You,
Right. Exactly.
you see what I'm
That's real
saying?
talk. Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's real talk.
I just want the young guys out here, man, to realize that the responsibility of becoming a man basically falls on you. You know, your dad and the older men in your life can guide you.
Hmm.
Like this one guy told me, I can give you knowledge, but I can't give you wisdom.
Can't give it to you. That's right. That's right.
So you got to take the tools that your pops and all the men around you give you, and you got to execute. You got
Yeah.
to go out and
Yeah.
experience life to gain that wisdom.
Yeah. And it takes time.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the
It's
other
not
part to
overnight.
it. It's
It's
not
not overnight.
overnight. It's not overnight. It's not overnight. And you
Patience.
gotta patience, man. Yeah, yeah, because you're not gonna get it right. You're not gonna get it right all the time. I mean, there's
Nope.
things I still get wrong to this day. You know what I'm saying? But I don't beat myself up over them like I used to do anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because life is this, man. Like I had read this book called Peaks and Valleys, which is a really great book for people. It's short, great read. Um, but you're gonna have these things in life, right?
Hmm.
And when you're younger, they're more like this. You see what I'm saying? They're more steep and more deep.
Yeah.
And as you get older, what you realize, you want them to be more like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be that. So it's never gonna be this because we
Yeah.
all think that it's just gonna
That's
be
dead.
just this. That's dead. Yeah, that exactly. That's dead. You're gonna have these things, and in the moment you're gonna grow from them. That now when you're in those valleys, you don't stay there as long as you used to because now you know how to get out of them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you got a skill set now, right? You got a skill set to get out of these a little bit more. So like, okay, yeah, this is how it happens. And you assess some things a little bit longer. And you meet a part of yourself in those valleys, bro, a lot of times that teaches you some real wisdom, right? And knowledge. So when you get back up to those peaks this way, you do appreciate some of the bad things that you learn in those valleys, man. So um, we just got to understand what those things is. And like you just said, like for us to sit down at this age, and I could tell you now about emotional intelligence from this point, like you said, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of empathy, like you just said, like, yeah, a lot of times, man, you may not, when you be out and make some things by yourself, but it taught you how to read a room, no?
Yeah.
Taught
Oh
you how to
yeah.
fucking read the room though, didn't it? Real quick. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, real quick, right? And so yeah, so that's part of growing up. That's part of being a man. And so, manning up comes from a fact of just growth. And I think that a lot of times, man, people just understand this. You just grow up some ways. You know what I'm saying? And so learning who I am now, man, and learning how to articulate myself and my feelings and what I want and what I don't want. Um, what what if we looking at it from a relationship perspective, what's the expectation from my partner and what can I give you and what I can't give you from that expectation, and we're going to articulate that. Same thing with my children,
Hmm.
like what you guys expect for me to be as a father, and here's what I will do and here's what I won't do, right? And so you got to know that as well too, and so everybody can walk into it with a good understanding of things. And some of those things going to be some tweaks here and there and
Yep.
value systems, but most of it, but the common principles, the morals, the values, the ethics, those stay solid. You see what I'm saying? Now that's the growth, bro, that come from all this, man. It's, like you said, now we move it over to that work aspect of it and work life from this point. look, man, I'm gonna get up and do my part, and if I feel like I'm doing my best, um, and I'm gonna be proud of myself on that point. Like
Hmm.
I want to provide for my family. I want to be able to do those things. That shit make me feel good, man. When I come home and like right now, we talking to each other, bro. That means that nigga, we paid some internet. You see what I'm saying? We got some internet bills got
Right.
paid. You
We
feel
we
me?
got our
You know what
lights
I'm saying?
on.
We got our lights on, right? Really, we look around here. The last couple of months has been cold as hell, and we can come home and turn on some heat, right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's that gratitude, man. You got some gratitude now in your life, like you have. But I had to learn that. I had to
Hmm.
take time for me to learn that gratitude, right? To be like, I'm really grateful, man. I got some gratitude from this point in time. Like, thank you, God, for letting me be in a position that I could get up and work and take care of the things I need to take care of. That I'm not out here like, am I gonna pay my mortgage, or do I want to go ahead and get this you know, this Tesla truck? I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
shit like that,
Right.
And not saying that, what I'm saying, someone who drives a Tesla, you guys, I'm not knocking you, so please know that from this point in time. And not saying that you can't do both, but you got to be able to put some priorities in order for
Priority.
me,
Right.
yeah, to say like, well, that's not really that important to me. My car is a good car. It gets me to and from where I need to go, and that's cool. But the most important thing is what I'm, coming home to this and whatever from this point in time, to peace of
Hmm.
mind and some solitude from this point in time. Everybody can value that differently. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm not knocking anybody else who's going to value this way. I'm just can only tell you how Philip looks at it as, and so, and it's finding a partner who can appreciate that, you know,
Oh wow.
and you might, yeah,
That,
that's a big part, you know what I'm saying? Because
and
you can
see,
find somebody else and be like, they're looking for
n-
something else, and it's like, nah.
now here's the next one coming up is manning up also means setting boundaries. You know, you don't have to take
Yeah,
disrespect, tolerate cheating, stay in toxic situations, accept being used, and stay quiet to keep peace. That last part, staying quiet to keep the peace,
keep peace,
I think that has
man.
probably been the worst thing that men have probably done in relationships.
I
Because
agree.
a lot of times I know I've apologized for things that I didn't do just to stop the
Mm-hmm.
argument, just to bring peace to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
um, just just hey, all right, you got it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and just
Yeah.
walk away. You know, and it's like, man, hold on, wait a minute though, but I ain't do nothing wrong. I was the one that was right,
Yeah.
but you don't want this back and forth. So
Mm-hmm.
men automatically a lot of times just say, you know what, baby, I was wrong. And then in
Yeah.
doing that, we enable her to feel like she's always right.
Yeah, that she won, whatever. You're right, exactly, very much so. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's going to act accordingly, and vice versa for women as well. We're going to say that the
Yep.
same way. If you've done that part this way, and then what's going to happen? It's going to repeat itself. So it's going to continue to come
And it's
back
gonna get
up. And
worse.
and you're right. Yeah, it's going to get worse. And I agree with you on that, bro. Because I've done that in relationships as well too. Like, okay, you know what? Like I say, just be quiet to keep the peace from this point in time. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, it's like now it's a bigger situation. You and I were just talking about this earlier. The same thing. It's like, hey, the situation I was in, same thing came up, and it's like, listen, I didn't feel like as if I did anything wrong in that situation, and it used to be a past time where I'd be like, all right, man, we ain't talking right now. A couple of days went by, and I miss her. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, man, let me just call this girl, man. What's up? Well, such and such. Hey, let's go grab something to eat right quick. Let's talk for a minute. And then no apology has ever been acknowledged from this point in time. You just like, you know what, man, let me take the higher road. Let me take the bigger road from this point in time. Let
Hmm.
me be the quote unquote bigger person, right, from this point. And you find out what and has always come back to hurt me. And I will say always in relationships that I've been in, that it never came a point in time that a woman felt like as if, at least in my opinion, that she was wrong about something and when to set a boundary on that point, because I didn't set that boundary initially. She ain't setting the boundary on this point because like, well, I'm gonna do whatever I want to say because I'm not wrong about it, and I'm gonna come and apologize and be like, move on, da da da. No, man. Sometimes, man, you gotta let people know like, um, like the old saying go, I guess. Like, you got to teach people how to treat you.
Yeah.
You know, you really do. You got to
Yeah.
teach people how to treat you. And it ain't like I'm sitting back like I'm gonna show you. No, it's just that you know what? We're gonna discuss it, we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna let you know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And if you don't value my feelings and how I look at it from this point in time, then man, there's some things I can't stay here and do with you. I
Hmm.
just can't. As much as I love you, because the love is still there. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna feel this way. But until you realize that, man, man, this man, whatever I did, I really hurt him on that. Okay, so good. So now you need to evaluate what you did
Yeah.
and assess what you did from this point in time, and then come back and be like, okay, now let's have a different conversation. That just takes time, man. It takes and I think as I've gotten older, and when you start to lose things and lose people, when you grieve stuff,
Yeah.
I can love you, but I can love you from over here now. I can love you from a distance, and now I can walk away
The
from it.
power of detachment.
I, yeah, that part. Very, very well said. Very well said. Yep. I can detach from it, and not have a beef and not have any beef with you. I'm
Hmm.
not mad at you. I'm not upset with you. I'm not disappointed. I just realized that you don't see what I feel is important from my perspective.
Yeah.
And I can't continue to do that. I just can't, I just can't. And so if that means being by myself, then I'm actually really cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Where
Hey,
I think it used to
what
be a time in my life where I wasn't.
what
Yeah,
your parents say? You was born by yourself.
that part. Yep. You heard that all the
You know,
time, right? You came in this world by yourself, you're gonna go out by yourself type of deal, right?
and and there's so many people make manhood seem like it's just so simplistic that anybody can do it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And you know, I've had to tell women, I was like, shoot, men and women aren't equal. We're not equal. No, no, wait a minute. If two men aren't equal, how can you and I be equal? I said, and I'm gonna put it
Valid
this
point.
way. I said, there's one word that lets you and I know that we're not equal. It's called expectations.
Mm.
Things that are expected of you are different from things that are expected from me.
Yeah,
Okay.
very much so.
So, you know, early on it was about gender roles. Hey, we don't want to put a gender role on anything, right? They were this
Hmm.
crap about.
Hmm.
Then all of a
Right,
sudden,
right. That.
now the gender role
Yeah.
is men gotta provide, men gotta protect. Like, hold
Yeah.
on, wait a minute, wait.
Right.
I just thought we
Right.
ain't had no gender roles in this place.
Right.
I thought
Right.
it was
Right.
all
Yeah.
about being,
Yeah.
everything was just fluid. Just roll with it. But a lot of
Hmm.
women want these
No,
traditional men with a modern
they do.
mindset. And it's
Yeah.
like men have to learn how to navigate that. So that's what I'm telling these young men, bruh, you talking about the ebb and flow, the ups and downs, the peaks and the valleys.
Mhm.
Well, when you're at the highest peak, you need to prepare for when you get down in those valleys.
That's right. Because it's
You know,
coming. Yeah.
it's
Because
it's
it's
coming.
coming.
It's always.
It's coming.
It's
Yep.
either financial up and
Hmm.
down, emotional up and down. You're gonna have a spiritual up
Yep.
and down. You're
Yep.
always gonna have a down. And how
That's
you
right.
handle
Yep.
that is going to determine what kind of man you are.
Yep. Very much so. Yeah. Like they say, that's
So
how That's what character is built. Yeah.
yep,
Character is built in the
yep.
tough times, not in the good times. Character is built in the tough times. How do you respond to that? How do you
Everybody
respond to those?
can
I mean,
and smile when it's great. Can you
yeah.
smile when
Yeah.
you done lost everything?
Yeah. Yeah. That part. That part. And then be honest enough to say, yeah, man, I'm extremely vulnerable at this moment in time. You see what I'm saying? Like to really ultimately say that and articulate that in the safest places with the safest people that you think you're supposed to be able to safe with. Because man, I'm be honest with you, man. When I was that's was a big part in my marriage, man. My divorce, like the hardest times that came, man, was I lost my parents, bro. Like in the midst of we was going through a divorce in the midst of that. And I'm at my most vulnerable state, bro. Like I'm at I lost my parents. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Yeah.
both unexpected. You see what I'm saying? And it's like what I needed in that moment you really couldn't articulate really what you need. You see what I'm saying? Because you grieving and you don't know, I never felt anything, no grief like that before because this is the
Right.
first time I lost anybody that was ever that close to me. Like, it's my
And both
parents,
of
right?
them.
So both of them, bro. Like, so literally within, 34 days apart from one another. And you like, it took me some time to realize really what I needed from my wife at that time. I just needed you to just tell me it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I needed a hug, bro, at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? I needed you to protect me and to from this point. And it wasn't the fact that not only did she not do it, it's like you added shit on to it. You see what I'm saying? So which made it worse.
Wow.
However, this may sound very but I'm so grateful for that now because it made me so much stronger. It really did. It made me so much stronger to the man that I am now to understand that, you know what? Sometimes your hardest time, man, the people that you love the most may not be the ones that's going to give you what you need the most. You see what I'm saying? Like that may be the case, right?
Yep.
So this whole ideology, this theoretical perspective of what people think about love and marriage and all the rest of this type of stuff, man. And when you go through those valleys of it, you don't know. You look up some people that there for you. Like I'd have never thought that this person was going to be the person who was going to be checking on me or be there for me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it teaches you a lot of gratitude, give you a lot of spiritual resilience, and it just teach you lessons. So now when you come out of them and you learn more, the pain is, you still had a pain and everything else like that. But it also taught me forgiveness because I'm not mad at my ex-wife from this point. It was a point in time where I were. I'm gonna hold you up, dog. I used to
Yeah.
look. Me and a friend of mine was talking about some shit before, and she was talking about her divorce, and I was like, I done had moments and times. I'm like, God, if you let her get hit by a bus, you know what I'm saying? Like that's part of my prayer. That's part of my prayer. Like God, like come on, bro. I'm not too afraid to admit that I had those type of prayers.
Oh,
Like
bro,
just don't let my
I've been there.
yeah,
I've been there.
just don't let my kids be in the car. You know what I'm saying? Type of a shit,
Right.
right? You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it 100. But I had to grow, man, and realize like, no,
Yeah.
you know what, man, I don't wish no harm for that woman, man. You know what I'm saying? Like man, we had a great time together. You know what I'm saying?
When it was
It
good,
was
it was
great.
good.
It was good when it was good. It was good, bro. When it was great, it was great. And when it wasn't, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I really wish the best for her, but I had to. But you got to grow and learn and forgive, bro. And that comes with manhood. That's growing up. That's becoming an adult and understanding, like you said, those emotional intelligence from this way in time. Like, man, that's just where I'm at. And so man, life just teach you lessons, and you got to be able to rock and roll with them and grow and it made me better. I felt like not only just in my life, it made me better in other relationships as well too. Because yeah, man, like it made me be able to articulate myself, like my emotions of what I'm gonna deal with, what I'm not gonna deal with. What my expectations of her as well too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, what that did teach me though, bro, and we talked about this before, was that I could tell you before what I didn't want in a relationship, what I didn't want in a marriage or anything else like that. But then it taught me to now know I can tell you what I want out of a woman,
Yeah.
you know? And what I want, will say out of a woman or from a woman, nurturing is very important to me. Very important to me. I need a woman who's going to be able to, and nurturing is not just always the physical aspect, it's the intellectual aspect, it's the conversations. You see what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that you respect my voice and where I'm at in this relationship, right? And who I am. Because I'm gonna tell you how I feel, right? You don't even
Hmm.
gotta guess about that. And you're not with a man. I'm not a man who's not, you don't have to guess of how I feel about things, what's going on. I'm very well aware of my emotions. I can tell you about them, good, bad, and different. I can do that. Um, but I also can tell you what I expect from you as well too. And I can articulate your emotions and say, okay, babe, I get it. This what you need. Okay, okay, I can do that. I can give you that. I can give you that. You know what I'm saying? And then the moments I give you that, and it's going to be times when she's going to need more. And I'm like, okay, no, we're going to discuss that and talk about that from this way in time. Okay, yeah, okay. What's my physical, emotional capacity to give you that, man? But that's us grow. We grow
Yep.
from that point, man. That's us all growing. Like, you know what I mean? So, man, I think a lot of here's what I would like a lot of women to do. Get you get a man in your life that ain't trying to have sex with you, ain't trying to fuck you, that really truly care about you, like as a person. You see what I'm saying? And hopefully, not even a family member. Hopefully, it's truly a male friend who really truly cares about you, who can you can really be honest with and lay it out to that person. You know what I'm saying? Like and say, yeah, baby, here's what you're missing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same. Get you an older person in your life. I mean, get an old person in your life. I'm serious. Like it's been older women that I've talked to who are like taught me a lot. Like after my mom had passed, and people on my block that I was, who raised me as well too. But like friends of mine, mothers, and everything else like this. And I had those times and conversations, man. They tell you some real shit about real partner relationships. Like I remember my boy's mom was telling me one time I was going through some shit. And my kids was younger, and she's like, "Baby, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, kids are hard on a relationship.
Yeah.
They tough. It's tough. They tough on a relationship. Now in your mind, you thinking like, what? Like, what you trying to say? My kids are messing up my relationship. No, because everybody's putting on a hat. Like you put on that fatherhood hat, and in your mind, this is what it means to be a father. And she put on that motherhood hat. So she like, I'm a strong black woman. I'm a mother. I gotta do this, this, and this, and this. And what happened in the midst of that is that we forgetting about each other in this
Yep.
relationship because we're focused on parenting. And it took me some time to realize that. I'm like, that's true. Yeah, kids can be hard on a relationship, you know.
It becomes a
So
competition and not a cooperation.
that part, Sherrod. Yep. Yeah, very much so. Who's doing the most?
Yep.
I'm the one getting up doing I'm changing a diaper. I changed diapers three more times than you did, and I'm the one giving them a bath, and I'm here at night. You like, okay, well, but you did all that because that water was on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that water bill was paid, right? I mean, what they got to do with anything? If it wasn't on, that'd be a problem, wouldn't it? So let's
See.
let's let's all appreciate that part that what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I paid that water bill, but you also was able to give them a bath. So we got to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, what you want me to do, baby? You want me to give them more baths? Yeah, but I shouldn't have to tell you. Okay, babe, but now you done told me. What can I not unhear it? You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to make this thing easier. And I think everybody needs to come from that perspective. And that's
Yeah.
growing up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with men. That's just growing up. Grow up, man, and realize that you ain't gonna have all the answers, bro. Some
Nope.
shit you ain't gonna be able to get right all the time. You're not.
Nope.
No, you
You're
just
not.
not, bro.
And don't beat yourself up if you don't have the answer. Find
Yeah,
put it this way. Sometimes you're just not gonna know, right?
just not gonna know. Yeah,
And you know, this is not an exhaustive view of manhood. Because we can't do it in this short amount of time. What's
no, no, I
manhood?
can't.
And break it down to you and tell you what you need to do. Like being a man is keeping your word. Hey, if
Yeah,
you say you're gonna do something, do it. You
do it.
know,
Yeah,
if you mess up, screw something up, own it, bro. Don't
yeah,
put it out for somebody else. It's like,
yeah,
and it's like keep your promises.
yeah.
And I can honestly say that I've been guilty of each and every one of those.
That makes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah, me too,
I
bro.
I I I I've
Yeah, me
known
too.
I know I've not kept a promise. I know that I've didn't own up to something, and I know that sometimes I say I'm gonna do something, I didn't do it. And
Yeah,
guess what? A lot of times it wasn't that I didn't plan on doing it. You just get caught up in doing something
other
else.
stuff. Yeah,
And
yeah,
so it's about prioritizing things. You said that early.
hmm
Hey man, we got to be
hmm
able to prioritize. If you tell your lady, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you, you know,
hmm
and if you deal with me, you're gonna have to remind me a couple times because my mind is a
yeah,
mile a
yeah,
minute. I'm just always
yeah.
okay.
Right.
Let's do this,
hmm
and hey,
hmm
stop. You need to do this.
Yeah, right, right. You
And
said we was gonna do this. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and it's not intentional. And so for man and woman, you have to know who you're dealing with.
That's
Learn your partner. That's the best thing. That's the best as a man. Learn your woman because yeah,
right.
she might be emotional, but when you
Mhm.
start learning who she is, you start picking up on things before it becomes a problem.
Yeah,
And
yeah, very much
when
so.
you're
Yeah, that's true, bro.
hey, bro, you could
That's true,
almost
bro.
feel the atmosphere change in the room. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can. Yeah, that you feel that energy change.
bro,
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit you back up. Let me go holler at my lady for a minute.
yeah,
I've been,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and those are the
yeah.
things. You got to be able to not guess, but
Pay
understand those
attention.
moods. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just pay
Just
attention,
pay
like you
attention.
said. Just pay
Just pay
attention.
attention.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and the coolest part about it, all of this is, it don't cost nothing to do it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's true.
It don't cost
Yeah, but
nothing.
that's growth. But that's the
It,
growth. Like you just said,
that's the
that's the
growth.
growth.
And and
Yeah.
and another big thing, bruh, is stop putting yourself on this pedestal. If you're paying the bills, pay the bills, bruh.
Pay the bills. They're right. That don't right. That don't. Oh my God. Yeah, bro. Thank you. I had to tell myself that. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, because a lot of men think that, hey, I earn X amount of dollars, I do this, I provide this. I am a high value man. No, you just earn a lot of money. You're a high earner. High
For right
value
now.
is based on character,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
values, morals, ethics, dignity,
Six.
integrity.
Yeah.
All those
Yep.
things you don't need a lot of money for.
You don't need any money for
You
like
don't need any
integrity.
money
Come on,
for.
bro. You don't need. Yeah.
Because
Yep.
because why is it that there's been remember Tom Monahan, the guy that owned Domino's, and he
Yeah.
gave away all his
Yeah. Remember?
money.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know
he gave
that.
it all away. So
I
it's
know. I know
like,
he had like a spiritual thing. though. He was.
yep,
It
I
wasn't
think he
like he was
became a
very
monk or
spiritual.
something.
Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think he was something very spiritual from this point in time.
So and it's like, let me see, Monahan. He American entrepreneur and philanthropist.
Philanthropist. Okay.
And it's like most people that got a lot of money will tell you money's not the most important thing in the world.
No, it's not. Well, I mean, look around right now, though, bro. I mean, you gotta. I mean, I know I'm jumping in right here, but
Hmm.
like right now, the people you got one man right now with Elon Musk who's about to be a trillionaire. One person. He's halfway to being a trillionaire, right? And he's miserable. Like
Yes.
you can't be a happy person. You see what I'm saying? This man, the things that these men are doing, Donald Trump, you're the president of the United States of America. You just the way that they're doing things shows that they are miserable, right? Like, so that lets you know, man, money is not going to bring you happiness from this point in time. Can it help with stuff? Can it help pay makes little life
Yep.
a little more easier? Yeah, very much so. I agree with
Yep.
that. Yes, it makes life a little more easier. But that doesn't equate to integrity, character, ethics, morals, values. You see what I'm saying? Like those things that really truly matter. And again, anybody watching this, they can be like, "Oh, you guys are full of shit." And I'm gonna give you what old people, because now I am one of those old people at this point in time. Like they say, just keep living.
Just
Just
keep
keep
living.
living. You'll just keep living. Be
And
lucky enough to keep living, and you're gonna find that out that those things matter.
yeah.
Those things matter, bro.
You got to,
Those
and
things matter.
bro, have you ever sat back? And I don't want to delve. Well, no, you know what? This is part of the conversation.
Yeah,
Young men need to realize, hey, you know what? Sit back in your position and look upward to the men that's running the world, the men and women running the world. And you have to understand that there's a lot of miserable, wealthy people. Because
yeah,
why would you want to create poverty,
yeah,
hunger, homelessness, disease,
yeah,
destitution? You want to
yeah,
create, you want third world countries are created. They just,
yeah.
all
That's
these
right. They create
countries,
it very much so.
all these countries have their means of survival, right?
Hmm.
until somebody else comes in and takes it from them
Yep. They
or
colonize it,
destroys it.
right? Colonization is very much so, right? We
So,
got a better way that you can do it, right? Exactly. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
all that money, all that power that you have, that's really, like I say, they don't have power. They use force.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
book that I have, bro,
Yep. That's right. They
and
use force, bro. They use
it's called
force.
Power
That's it.
versus Force. And it just basically says, hey, the military don't have power, they have force. Because
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
every action, there's an equal reaction, right? So
Yep.
you push this way, this military gonna push this way.
They push
Now,
that way.
power,
Yep.
real power is love.
Bro, get
You
to
see
it,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah.
Because with
Yeah. Yeah.
love,
Get to it, bro.
people people will give their lives to save your life because they love you.
Yeah. Because they love you. Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Very much
And,
so. Yep.
and
I
that's
agree,
and that's
Sherrod.
that's what manhood is.
That's
You
what it
know,
is, bro.
you would be
Yep.
willing to give it all up to make sure the ones you love are good.
Yep. Yep.
And that's
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
that's not physically dying though. That means
Mm-hmm.
the death of your old ways that
Oh,
were not good for who you are as
yep.
a person. I
Yeah.
had to learn this,
Yeah.
bruh. I had to
Yeah.
kill the old me in
Yep.
order for the new me to
Yep.
come to the forefront.
Yeah.
And
Very
there,
much so. Yeah. You can't
and
do it. Yep.
before I meet my physical demise, there are going to be some more deaths of Shirai
Yep.
as I
Yep.
become the best version of myself.
Very much so. Yeah. Very much so. And it's, man, you are 100% right. But you did it because of love, because you love Sherrod enough to change.
Yeah,
You had to. You gotta love Sherrod enough, bro. You gotta love him.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You gotta love him enough, bro, to realize like I can't keep living like this. This is not working. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Like we all gotta get this is not working, bro. I can't keep living, I can't keep thinking like this. I can't keep acting like this. I can't keep responding like this. You see what I'm saying? Like at some point, those are that go back to you read that definition on emotional intelligence. It was self-reflection was the first one that you said. When you look at self-reflection, you gotta that is simply it. Self-reflection.
yeah,
You ain't basing you on nobody else in the world. It's like you looking at yourself and be like, man, who the fuck am I for real?
yeah,
Dog, who the fuck am I for real, man?
yeah.
Like, and only truly like any you can only one can really ask it authentically. You're the only one who can answer it authentically.
You are the
You see
only
what I'm saying?
one that can define who you are.
That's it. That's it, bro. Only one. Authentically define who you are. So all this shit, man, it's yeah, it's a growth, but it's an undoing of so much shit. Like it's more of undoing, you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And unlearning shit. You feel me?
yeah.
Like you just said, like, yeah, am I a part of my environment to a certain extent?
Mm-hmm.
To a certain extent. Yeah, okay. It was some rules that I just told you from a dude who was a drug dealer, taught me something this way in time. Great. That don't mean I want to go back here and be no damn drug dealer. See what I'm
Right,
saying? I don't want to do that. But I
right.
can see what he didn't realize that he was showing me that. I realized that. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh dang, that's something that I'm lacking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can't blame him because blame is easy to do. Like you said, people do that shit easily. You can blame all,
All
but until
right.
you have self-reflection
Yeah.
and like you said, true love for yourself, like you said, man, this shit, man, all that stuff we talked that people said and man, that Bob Marley said about love, man, he was right.
Yeah.
This shit is about love, bro. And learning yourself, learning how to love yourself. You feel me? Real talk, man. Learn about it.
Ma-
You just said it, bro.
you know what, man? Love is, like I was telling the young lady, love is not always what somebody will do for you. Love is sometimes what they won't do for you. And I won't
Yep,
enable you to be
that's
less
right.
than, right?
That's right.
And that's what we do for our children. We stay on them because we see the potential in you. If you pay attention to your children, oh, okay, that one draws, that one's a sports player, that's
Mm-hmm.
academic. You know your
Yeah,
children. So you try to
Yeah.
steer them in that direction you feel will be best for their lives.
That's for them.
And then when
That's
they
right.
get
Yep.
older, hey, they're gonna
Yep.
make their own decisions. But what you
Decisions. That's
can't
right.
say is, I didn't guide you. I didn't show
Right.
you. I gave you the
Yep.
tools. Now it's up to you to use them. So now we should be, as a young man, like I was telling my son, like, yo, you don't have any kids. I said, guess what? You are supposed to love your children before you have children. That means you have to put yourself in a position to be able to take care of them when they come. And it's just not financial. You have to be
Yep.
emotionally mature.
Yep.
You
Yep.
have to be structured, disciplined. You have to have organization skills. Children are like a little
Yeah.
business.
That's right. That's it. That's it. That's real
you,
talk. Because
you,
you
you,
are.
you,
Yeah.
you got to constantly invest in them. And when I say
Yep.
invest,
Yep.
you're going to spend your time is the most valuable thing you have to give,
That's right.
right? Or
That's
one of
right.
the most valuable, one of the most valuable. And you're going to always give your time. And guess what? It never stops.
Never stop, bro. Now
You know,
that don't stop at 18 when people be like, "Oh, your kids ain't
no,
no, dog," because
no, bro, bro.
they different. Yeah,
I just got a
they
phone call
grown.
from my
Yeah,
daughters last night. And it's like,
right,
oh man,
right. Yeah, they need you
hey,
in a different way now. They
yeah,
need you in a different way,
yep.
bro. You know
Yeah.
what, Sherrod? I'm
And,
glad you said that. I'm gonna add to this real quick. No, go ahead. I cut you off. What you about to say?
no, no, no.
You
Go
about
ahead,
to
bro.
say? No. So yeah, man. Like it's funny, and you absolutely right about that because go back to when I look at my divorce from this point in time, and all in 18 months. Like I got a divorce, lost both of my parents. My older sister passed away. All this shit in 18 months, right?
Okay.
18 months is what I'm dealing with, right? But you're absolutely right with the advice you gave your son, because in that moment, I could have easily self-destructed. And people would have looked around and been like, yeah, I can get why he self-destructed on that
I
point in time.
understand.
Which I mean by yeah, I can understand. Like which
Yeah.
means that I can go out and start getting high, I can drink, I can smoke weed all day, you know what I'm saying? I can fuck my way through it. I can say I'm gonna do all the rest of this type of shit, say fuck it to the world, all the rest of this stuff. But I realized, man, that, I had to sit in it. As painful as that shit is, you gotta sit in it.
Mm,
And I had to, it built me spiritually. I know I had to find something spiritual at this point. It built me from a physical place. I had to put this energy somewhere. So I'm tearing the gym down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like every man, I'm in the gym, like 'cause I got to put this energy somewhere
yeah.
from this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And then I had to go find a therapist. Like, okay, now I got a therapist. From this point in time. So, as a therapist, you got to find a good therapist. I ain't got all the answers from this point in time.
Yeah.
I'm human, right? So I can't always just focus on me. But I knew I couldn't burn the house down because in the midst of all the rest of this, my kid's gonna need me.
Yeah.
You see, like
Yeah.
what you just said from this point in time, like I can't self-destruct because they're gonna need me, bro. You feel me? Like for all the shit that happened, whenever they come back, I gotta make sure I keep a roof over my head. I gotta make sure they have a safe place to come to, that they have a safe place to where they can come to and just relax and feel safe and everything. I have to build that.
Hey,
You see
hey,
what I'm saying?
Phil. Here goes something funny. I'm gonna interject and put this in because, you know, it's funny. You say you got to stew in it, right? You got to sit in it. You got to sit in that pain.
Mhm.
You got to understand it. You find a way to navigate it the whole nine, right? But all the while you're doing all of this navigation of the pain, fighting through the whole 9 yards, you still got to keep up this persona, right?
Yeah,
For your
yeah,
children, right?
yeah,
And it's funny.
yeah.
My kids like, hey, through all the things that you've been through, Dad, that we saw, you ain't never broke. I'm like, y'all just didn't see it.
Y'all just didn't see it. Y'all just didn't see it. Yeah, they
Y'all just
just
didn't
didn't
see
see
it.
it, dog.
I'm like, look,
Yeah,
some days I didn't know how I was going to make ends meet.
it
You
ends
know,
me. That's right, brother.
bro. At one
Yeah.
point, literally, out of all the hours I was working at working, I was getting $35 checks.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had two child support payments and a garnishment coming out, and I'm making $35, and I'm just like, and then everything in my mind was like, bro, hit them streets again, bro. Hit the streets,
Yeah,
bro. You
that's
you you
yeah,
know how to get it.
yeah.
You know
That's
your
the other
man's
show.
them.
That's the other thing on the show. Yeah,
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 you know your
yeah.
man's them
That's a
still
phone
on.
call.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. That's a phone call. Yeah, that's a phone call.
and it's
Yeah.
like, I can't,
Mm-mm.
I
Can't,
can't,
can't, bro. Nah, can't do it,
because
bro. Because
that that would be the pseudo easy way out.
it would be. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and it's not a way out.
No,
Because
it's not.
9 times out of 10, it's not a way out because
You're gonna
you
compound the
find yourself in
problems.
you're gonna compound the problem, bro. Very much so. So when you set in it and understood, like, nah, man, but kudos to you for having that maturity, right? That's growth and maturity. Say, yeah, I got an option, but that's not the option, bro. So I got other options as well too, because that means you can figure out something else, and which you did, right? You're
Yeah,
gonna figure out something else, and you realize, like you said, with those peaks and valleys, like this too shall pass, and it will
hmm
pass,
it will.
because it does. But the question is, like, now, what did you learn from it, and how do you grow from it? But you got to love yourself enough. You got to love you enough, bro. Like, I'm telling you, man, like loving you, people don't teach us how to, people, first of all, people say that shit, but nobody really teaches you truly how to love yourself.
Yeah.
And no one really teaches you how to forgive yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because I can beat myself up more than anybody else can beat me up,
I mean,
bro.
we
I can do
normally
that
do.
really good. Which we do. We can beat ourselves up
Yeah.
off of mistakes and stuff like this. And now I've learned to be like, you know what, cool. You know what? I'm gonna be all right because I got God in my life. I got a skill set now to learn how to sit down and meditate and breathe and be thankful and be grateful for that point. Like, God, thank you. I got breath in my body, bro. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I got breath in my body, bro, which means if I got breath, I got an opportunity, I got a chance. Just sit, be still, figure it out,
And you
right?
know what?
And now you know how to apply that shit. Just apply it.
And you know what? You said you got that breath in your body, but you also have a fire too.
Yes, that's true. Very much so. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because,
yep.
hey, that fire needs that wind, that air.
Then they win. That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when you put
To
those
keep it
two
lit.
together, it keep yeah. Because if you take away all the air out of a room, the fire will go out, right?
The fire go out.
And
Exactly. Exactly, bro. Yep.
knowing just how to, like you said, hey, I meditate now.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
I know how to navigate my pain. You know, I used to navigate my pain with a 40, a fifth.
Yeah.
You
Fifth.
know,
Yep.
going. You
Yep.
know, hey man,
Yep.
let me get that VSOP Remy right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go
Yep.
ahead and
Mm-hmm.
start my day.
Yep.
I used to start my day off with a deuce and a bag of Doritos to coat my stomach,
To
and
coach
then
right. Right. To coach right
you
stomach.
know,
Right. Right.
and then I'm gonna hit the block. Yo, which was good. I'm coming through. You know, so
Yep.
I got a
Yep.
pint of something really good. You know, and that's just the start.
Yep. The start. That's you right. Yeah. That's what I say. Yeah. That's just the start. That's just
That's just
yep.
the
That's
start.
just the start. Yep.
And then
Yeah.
it's just a repetitious, destructive cycle.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
man, you start thinking like, damn, I'm not getting any better.
No.
You think you
No.
having
Matter of
fun.
fact, you get worse. Yeah. Yeah.
You think you're having fun
Until you're not. Yeah.
until
Like
you're
we
not
talked
having
about
fun.
before. Until you're not having fun, and you realize, like, man, how long I'm gonna keep doing this? You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, how long is this gonna be the case? But sometimes either you realize it or somebody who loves you, like you just said, man. Sometimes you need that woman in your life or somebody in your life that loves you enough to say, "Look, I'm not gonna sit around and allow you and watch you do this.
yeah,
I can't. I love you too
yeah.
much for that." You see what I'm saying? I love you too much for that, and you got to applaud that, man. So I think a lot of people, man, just need to sit down and just
Slow
listen
down.
to yourself, man. Slow down. That part, bro. Slow the fuck down, bro. Slow down. Because life gonna slow your ass down, dog. If it ain't done anything at this point in time for me, it slowed my ass down.
Yeah,
And I'm so grateful for it. It's like today, when we call today. Went up to the game, watched the Michigan game, watched the women's play. You know what I'm saying? Tickets only $10 for the women's game. You know what I'm saying? From this point, and my daughter and her friend met me on up there. Like, okay, Dad, we'll come on up to Ann Arbor and check on out the game. Which you know, so I'm like, bet I got the tickets. Boom, sent them over there. They little tickets so they can get in. And bro, we just sat there, man. Just had a good time, man. Just sat there, watched the
That's
game.
sweet.
You know, beautiful crowd with Michigan playing Michigan State. And
Go
but I'm
blue,
with my
you know.
go blue. Thank you, brother. Go blue, right? But I spent this time with my daughter because my daughter wanted to spend that time with me. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Ain't
Like
that dope?
that, like that's dope as fuck, bro. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? That's dope as fuck, bro. Like ain't nothing like it, bro. Like I
Hey,
not man, ain't nothing like that, bro. You know what
hey
I'm
man,
saying?
let me
That mean I done something
hey,
right, bro. I done something right, bro.
you know what? For all you young guys out there that have procreated with someone, man, ain't nothing in the world like your child wanting you around.
That's right,
Bruh,
bro. Ain't nothing like it,
it,
bro.
you could be a
Ain't nothing like it,
dirtball
bro.
to everybody else, but your
Yep.
child gonna look at you until you do something wrong. You gotta do you gotta do something
Mhm.
very wrong to your children, or someone that has to be in their ear constantly speaking against you for your children to turn against you. And
Yep.
unfortunately,
Yep.
I've faced both of those,
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
you
Me
know.
too. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now that they're older, it's
Hmm.
what's up, pop, woo, 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 woo.
Yeah.
And it's like we gonna fall through.
Mhm.
I,
Yeah. Follow through. Yeah. All right. Come on. Yeah. Follow on through. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now they get to see me for who I am. Because when you're going through that divorce, you're going through that custody, you're going through all these
Yeah.
issues, you're not truly yourself.
You're not.
You know.
No, you're not.
Now,
No. Yeah, you're
man, it's
angry.
just
You're angry. You're
oh,
mad.
oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God.
You got all that. Yeah. Yeah.
Anger.
Yeah, bro.
Anger.
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 Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cool part about it is, man, and I think I learned it early into the divorce, early into the child custody thing, was I started reading the self-help books, learning the
Yeah.
occult
Me too.
sciences, and start
Yeah.
reading on the meditation, start reading just on the subconscious mind and how whatever, as a man thinketh, so he creates.
It creates. That's right. That's right.
It's like as a man thinketh, so is he. It's like, no, as he whatever you think about and put all that energy into, the universe says, you know what, bro? We're gonna give it to you.
That's we're gonna give
Be
it to you.
careful what you ask
That's
for.
how you better be careful what you ask for, bro. Like you, oh my God, yes, man, learning that lesson right there, bro. You
Oh
have to
my God.
be, man. That
Priceless.
shit is powerful, man. It's priceless because you manifest that, bro. Like we, but see, we come from a generation. Remember, we used to, it's a song back in the day. It's like manifest, manifest. Like I used to manifest these things. Like you can manifest that stuff, man, and you don't realize that you're doing that. Like you're creating this
Yep.
universe for yourself, and you don't realize that you are the one that's creating this. You see
Yep.
what I'm saying? So
Yep.
when you got to, like you just said, like even now, I'm so grateful and thankful, man, of what God, the universe, has given me these tools, bro. Like from Buddhism to like yoga. I was ready for yoga because I went through because I experienced Buddhism and learned how to sit and be still and meditate.
Right.
So now I could take my yoga practice, which I used to look at from a physical part, like, man, I ain't doing this shit. This shit hurt, nigga. Nah, this shit. I ain't stretched, nigga. I am not flexible. This hurt, you know what I'm saying? And I would stop. And then I started realizing like it just came to me, learn like, well, it's not painful, it's just discomfort.
It's discomfort.
And that's life.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's life, right? Like it's not painful. It's just it's uncomfortable. Like I said, we like comfort. We like to stay in comfort. And sometimes, and now you like, man, learning those lessons on that mat and keeping that shit on that mat and learn how to breathe. I'm like, okay, I gotta, if I had a day that, maybe things where I could take it to that mat, bro, and
Yep.
leave it on that mat. You feel me? And when I'm finished with yoga, it's like a good workout. You finish your workout, you
Yep.
like, I'm glad I came, dogs. I wouldn't even want to come to the gym today. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even work out today. Man, you got to learn how to put that energy some places because
Yep.
it's all energy. It's
It's
all
fuel.
energy, man. And so, It's fuel, bro. It make me a better person. You know what I'm saying? Now I got days I'm on the mat and I'm like, man, I'm killing this pose. As soon as I realize I fall out the pose, of course, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm concentrate because my ego don't get involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm great. Look at me. I'm just a yoga motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And then you fall out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you were supposed to.
Hey,
Like, just
or
stay in
you
the
see
moment.
somebody else doing that pose and they doing it better than you.
Yeah, right, right. Because you definitely look around and see that shit. You like, damn, she flexible as hell. I can't do that type of shit. You like, man, I ain't coming back to this class no more. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the best. It's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
man, ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. You ain't got
Nope.
nothing to do with that, man. Just you show up for you. You
Yep.
show up for you now, and it's made me a better person. It's made me a better father. It's made me forgive. Like I said, I could at this point in time, like, man, I have no ill will towards my ex-wife. I have no ill will towards any woman
Right.
I've ever dated from this point in time. Like,
No.
listen, I really do. I really do genuinely, and I mean this, bro. I genuinely hope the best, wish the best for them. Now, I'm not sitting around every day like, oh, I just hope they doing so. No, it's not that. But it's the thing where it's like, I don't want to see no ill will and harm come from
And
you.
you're
And
not sitting around
hopefully
hating
you
on them
don't.
either, though.
And I'm not sitting around hating on them either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just that it's indifference. It's like I really want the best for you, and that's cool. And I hope that you find what you're looking for. But I'm gonna find what I gotta look for, and I gotta
Yep.
start focusing on me more. You know what I'm saying? So not and when you get off all that other stuff, that all the social media stuff that people want to talk about, and you start focusing on you and really learning about you, man, you ain't got time for all the rest of that stuff, bro. You just don't have time. You literally just do not have time for it, bro. You just
Yeah.
don't. You know what I'm saying? So no, I've had exes come back and say, hey, you know, this and this and this. It's no ill will. Hey, we can have a conversation. We can talk. And then I realized
Yeah.
that, yeah, no, you just want access. I can't give you that. But I
I'm
really do
done.
wish the best for you. You see what I'm saying? But we done as a relationship, and take care. From that point. It's not. I'm not mad or upset. It's not any of that. No, I just moved on to what I'm looking for in my life. You know what I'm saying? And so, or let me not say what I'm looking for. I now know what I want. Like I told you, I know what I want. I know what I want out of a relationship, and I know what I want from myself. And I know what I'm willing to give and what I'm not willing to give now. Like, before you see somebody and she's fine, damn, I want to hit that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but what you want? You want to do this? You want to do
I
that?
gotta
Hell
get in
yeah,
the
I can give you
cheeks.
this. Right, is that right? Right, no, that part right there, dog. And I'm like, man, I can't. I'm not putting myself in those situations, man. Like, no, where they doing that at, man? I ain't doing that. Look,
And
this is
you
what
know
this is who
what,
I
bro?
am. You know,
I think the biggest thing about when you say man up, and this is, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the biggest thing about manhood is, you like you said, understanding what you want, but you going out and creating it, right? Create the things that's going to get you the thing that you want. Because when I
hmm
hear somebody say, "Man, I should be further in life," no, you shouldn't, based on
no,
your
you should.
choices and the shit you done done.
Yeah, since you did, yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly, right.
you
Yeah,
right
yeah.
where you
You gotta
supposed to
look for
be.
supposed to be right. You created it,
So
right? This is what you created.
you created your situation. So instead of us, they say, oh, hey, black people and the generational curses. No, you don't have no curses. We have a
They got no
generation. We
curses.
have
I agree.
bad choices. That's
I
all we
agree with that.
see. When you say we got a curse, that means we can't correct it. When
That's
you
right.
say we
I
made
agree.
bad choices, that means we empowered
Yeah.
ourselves knowing that we did this to us. We can get out
Yep.
of it. And if
That's right.
everybody sat back, reflected, hey, maybe somebody did do something to you, but you can't control that. Think about the things that you can control. Think about the things that you done. What role did you
Yep.
play?
Yep. That's right. And
And
because you played a
correct
role.
yourself.
Yeah, you played a role. Yeah, you
Yeah,
played
and
like,
correct
but
yourself.
yeah, correct yourself. Very much. Everybody want to blame, man. Blame is easy. That's so easy to do. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah, man.
saying? Like I can blame somebody for this. I can say, man, my ex-wife is this. Yeah, I can say all those things, but okay, cool for what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in that moment, man, like my hope and prayer is that, that she's been putting to work and figuring out her from this way in time. And and good for her. Because it's not only just good for her, like our children benefit from it. We got two children together. You know what I'm saying? That makes her a better mother. That makes her a better person. The fact that you become a better person automatically makes me a better father. I'm a better person. So of course I'm gonna be a better father, right? I'm more understanding. I'm more compassionate. Have much more empathy at the age that I'm at now, and a maturity level that I'm at this point. And that's part of manhood, man. That's manhood for me. Like, hey, man, I done something on purpose. Um, you know, every I cook already during the week, but I make sure on Sundays that I cook a Sunday dinner, right? And let my daughter know and everything else from this point in time. Well, my two youngest are 16 and 14, so they can't drive or anything from this point in time. But the fact that that's important to me, that even if she decides she wants to come over on Sunday, she know, like, any other day she knows she can get something, but on Sundays, like, I can go to my dad's house and he gonna it's a Sunday meal there, and we can
Yeah.
sit down and have dinner together, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna eat either way. I'm gonna cook either way. You know what I'm saying? And so that just became something, man. I don't know. Maybe I think about maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, and I just decided to just start to do. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure I want to go in and cook me a Sunday dinner. You know what I mean? And so um, yeah, and if I'm dating somebody in this point in time, like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. So hey, you want to come over? This is where I'm at. Want to help cook? Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll cook, you wash the dishes or clean, or just chill. Either way, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And I think that's just a safe place for me, right? Because that's just me. It was safe for me. I enjoyed that because I think I was missing that from with my parents, my mom, particularly
Yeah.
my mom not being here, that that was something I always knew. Like on Sundays, my mom was gonna cook something. You know what I'm saying? Like as she got older, it was one of them type of deals where I don't be cooking as much no more, baby, because it's just me. You know what I'm saying? But them days, if I said I wanted to come over for Sunday, she'd go in here and make something, put something together. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
that was a good thing just to know, that I can do that on Sundays. So yeah, I feel like why not have that tradition, right? Or let me create that on my own. So yeah, man, it's little stuff that really is the big stuff. You
And you
know,
know what? I mean, sitting here, just bouncing, different perspectives off one another, whatever. And every time we had these conversations, I leave with nuggets. I leave with, you
me
know,
too, me
a
too.
different perspective of things. It's like, hey, not necessarily that, hey, I was wrong for this, but man, there's another way to think about this,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And I appreciate the conversations that we have because, you know, in in our quest to help our men out, we help each other out.
that's right.
And
That's what it's
and
about.
it, and it's cool that you guys give up your time
Mhm.
and say, hey, you know what? No, man, I'm gonna get out here and be transparent. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
vulnerable.
that's it.
I'm a,
Yeah,
and I want these young guys out here to know, man, bruh, it's nothing wrong with letting somebody know how you feel.
that's right.
There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries. Is there's nothing wrong with you loving you. That word love, that is not a bad word, man. In the black community,
Bro.
we used to have that. We used to have love,
Yeah,
unity. We used to
me too.
have that
Yep,
thing. And then
yep,
we became so gangster, right?
yeah,
I'd
yep,
rather
yeah,
be
yeah,
feared than loved and all this other.
yeah. Right,
No,
whatever. Right,
no,
right.
no,
All that
no.
nonsense. Like, yeah,
You know
okay.
what?
Yeah, yeah,
Love, love is one of those things, man. A person, you could be broke, but when somebody loves you, you'll always eat. You'll have a
yep,
place to stay. You know,
yep.
it's how many crackheads out here got somebody that love them.
That love them. Yeah, they
You
all
know what I'm
got.
saying?
Yeah, they got people that love them. Yeah,
They
yeah,
they got people that
yeah,
love them,
yeah.
and I just want the young guys out here to know, man. You know, we do this because we got love for you. We want to
That's
see
right.
y'all better, man. It's our job to make sure the generation up under us, hey, and even the
That's right.
guys that's,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
age, hey, whatever,
I agree.
hey, man, we trying to help each other grow. You
That's
know,
it.
what
That's what
they
it's
say,
about.
all ships must rise,
That's right. They ride to the
and
tide. Right. That's right.
And
Yeah.
that's what we try and do. We're not trying to diminish the value of anybody else to uplift us. We're just trying to say,
Yeah.
hey, we're here too.
That's right.
We're
That's it.
valuable,
Yeah. We value. Yeah.
and and in a nutshell, man, I mean, we could probably talk about this topic for a long time
Yeah, we can.
because
Yeah, we could, brother.
it's
We could.
it's
Because it's so much.
it's so broad,
It's so broad. Yeah, it is.
you
It's
know,
really broad.
and maybe that's something that just I want to get back to the Rise and Fly series and just really break it down for young men, what they need to do to navigate the spaces that they're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love
Very
to
much
really
so.
get to that.
We need to do it then. I mean, we
So
definitely need to do it, bro. I mean, and I'm serious about that. We definitely need to do it because
yeah,
I agree with you, man. It's about giving back, man. That's the reality of that's what it's always been about. You know what I'm saying? Like we a community, like so we need to give back. And whether it's the knowledge that we have, conversation, simple little stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I say, the small things are the big things, bro. It really is. The little stuff, the little things do matter. And not to throw sisters on the bus on this point. To be hopefully they listen to it. Shout out to all those sisters, man, who get it, who understand like what it takes to love a man, and it takes a lot of patience, and it's not easy for them as well either. You know what I'm saying?
uh,
Because we ain't always easy to deal with either. So I want to make it seem like we dealing with them, and we got to deal with their stuff. Like they got to deal with some of our shit too. Like we got some stuff we confused about, and
give and
we
take.
get give and take, man. But and shout out to those sisters who had that same patience and love on black men from that way, and know it's not a competition. And the sisters that do allow men to into their kids' life from this point, even if it's hard for them to let that go, but they realize that it's a bigger picture of what the kid needs or what that child needs. Shout out to y'all, man. Real talk, man. So
And
that's
we
where I'm
we
at, big dog. We always have
and
a
we
great
gonna end it on
conversation.
that, man, because I that was a good last word, man.
I like that. All right, all right. Look at me.
you
Look
know,
at me pulling out last words out here. You know what I
hey
mean?
man, I can dig it, man, because that was really sincere, man. That was straight up. Hey, I don't think there need to be anything added, but uh, a like, share, subscribe,
Right, yeah,
a
that part. Right,
comment.
right, right.
Please comment. Let us know. Is there anything that we're saying that you don't understand, or we need to elaborate more on, or just holler at us or whatnot.
Yeah. Or if
And
it's just disagreement, or even if
yeah,
it's a disagreement, understand that
yeah,
too. That's all. It's all open because it's all conversation.
we not
You know?
hiding from anybody.
That's
so
right. We ain't hiding, bro. We ain't hiding.
so,
That part.
bruh, I appreciate you, man.
Always a pleasure, Sherrod, man. Thank you, bro. Real talk, man. You're a good dude, man. You've always been a solid man, and so
Appreciate you,
continue to be him,
man.
bro. For real, man. All right, brother.
Yes, sir. Peace.
All right.